God protect we now. Him a we shield, through him a we banner. Sammy star, showing God now we honor. Though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, Father God him never fear.
Sounds in the background here of Sherwood Gardner and Sammy Star. The song is called God Protect We Now. Okay, we're back. Everything's all fixed and all good. Mommy was in the middle of such a good conversation just now. But you know what? We good. We're good. We're good. We are absolutely good. All right. So we were talking about how you were propelled forward and like now where you are in terms of making this huge transition to where you are now. You got your company, Ziva, and contracts, clients, things are going well. How did you transition? How did you make this transition out of just being a resource to human beings to now becoming this person who is saying, listen, leaders, entrepreneurs, fellow human resource people, whoever, whatever you want to be, come join. How did we get here?
Aside from destiny, my calling, which I really believe it is, I had to prepare myself, right? I was reading in Jeremiah chapter 1, I think it was verse 17, where, well, at the beginning of the chapter, God told Jeremiah he had already called him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that he had put his words in his mouth.
Yes, he did. He says
but
that.
What was so interesting to me, I'd never seen that before. In verse 17, he said, now prepare yourself. He said, get ready.
Oh.
So he had already given them the word, but he still told them to get ready. So, yeah, I realized that this was a destiny shifting moment for me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't rest on that. I realized I had to get prepared. Still had to get prepared.
Wow.
I still had to grow.
Right.
And I have to be continuously growing.
Right.
So I aligned myself with the John Maxwell team.
Okay. Okay.
I was laid off on the 3rd of November, and on the 1st of December, I was in the books studying to become a John Maxwell leadership coach.
Awesome.
And the journey has been phenomenal.
Wow.
And why I aligned myself with that, I also believe that nothing just happens.
Absolutely.
That was a divine connection.
Absolutely.
Even the fact that they called me out of the blue one day and said, is this something you'd be interested in? I'm trying to figure out how these people got my number. Still trying to figure that out. But I realized that it was a divine connection because when I got into the whole philosophy of leadership, I realized that's what I believe. Leadership is God's idea.
Awesome.
You know.
I had the privilege when I was in college in Canada to actually sit under John Maxwell's teaching in person at a missions conference. And we were in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And I just remember, for me, because, you know, everyone's perspective of an individual will always be different. And for me, I admired his confidence.
Yes.
He has such a confidence about him in terms of just how he speaks about leadership. And it wasn't from a prideful place either. It's just that he just so knows and is flowing in and walking in what it is that God has called him to do.
Absolutely.
And watching you make the transition, watching you do all that you do, I see that same confidence in you, in what it is that you continuously go after and strive after. You walk in a room with your head held high and you go after what it is that you know God has called you to do. And I admire that about you. So let's talk about what's coming up. We got to tell people about this conference because we've been talking about you, but I think your story is so important for people to understand who's putting this event together and why they need to be there. Absolutely. So Live to Lead is happening on Friday, October 6th. It's happening at the Fusion Superplex. And can you talk about the speakers who are going to be there?
Absolutely. So it's a simulcast. I want to make that clear with people, as well as we have a local panel.
Okay.
So the simulcast, it works like this. It's happening live in Atlanta at the very same time.
Ah, okay.
And then it's going to be simulcast to 300 nations.
Oh my
300 countries
goodness.
all over the world.
This is good.
Yes, 300 countries all over the world simultaneously. I've, thank God, I've been honored and privileged to get the license to host it here in the Bahamas.
Awesome.
So the good thing, though, is that after we've sat under the simulcast, then we're going to have a panel discussion
Right.
with some prominent leaders.
Right.
And let me go through a bit of the list of who we're going to be hearing from with the simulcast.
Absolutely.
First, and then, yeah.
Okay.
So, of course, we're going to hear from John Maxwell.
Awesome. Awesome.
Himself, the author of, he has 30 million books in circulation. Can you imagine?
It's just ridiculous.
30 million books in every,
Just
translated
crazy.
in every language. And like you said, he exudes that confidence of leadership because
He's just amazing.
he's passionate about it. He has studied it.
Yes.
And something, I'm going to digress a minute. You said that I walk in with a confidence, and that confidence I didn't always have. And I think it's
Wow.
important for me to share that with
Yes.
some people
Yes,
who might be
absolutely.
ready to launch into their next, right?
Absolutely.
Because I didn't always have this confidence.
Wow.
But self-awareness, I realized during COVID, God did something, a shifting in my mindset. You know, it starts with this whole mindset.
Yeah.
Because
Start in
whatever
your
you
mind.
believe
Absolutely.
is what you say.
Absolutely.
And what you say is what you attract.
Absolutely.
And so I had to work on changing. God had to change my mind about helping me to see who
That's
I
good.
really
That's
am
so good.
and what I'm really carrying.
Yeah.
And when you connect your why, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand my why.
Wow.
And so it was okay to be comfortable and sit
That's good.
and not fulfill my full potential
That's so
because I didn't
good.
understand my why.
That's so good.
And so confidence comes when we understand who we are, whose we are, when we understand our why.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the conference. I just needed to put that in
No,
there.
you're good.
So that's John Maxwell, and then there's Marcus Buckingham,
Okay.
who, I don't know if you've heard of the Strengths Finder. So it's this whole concept, a whole lot of research that's gone into the fact that people perform better in their job, in their work, when they work from their strength zone.
That's very true. I think I've taken one of those tests before.
Yes,
I've taken
right?
a test
It's
before to
those
find
tests
out what
where
my
your
strengths and
strengths are,
weaknesses are. Yeah.
Right? And all that is, it comes right back to self-awareness.
Yes.
Which is, of course, the major component of emotional intelligence.
That's
so
good.
You have to understand who you are, particularly as a leader, because how are you going to pour into somebody else
If you
when
don't
we
know who you are?
know who
Yeah,
we are? So Marcus
absolutely.
Buckingham, he's the author of a new book called Love and Work. that
Okay.
if we find our strength zone, we will love what we do.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Ryan Leake, he's the author of Chasing Failure.
I've heard about that book.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And we're going to have a few copies of the book. The
Nice.
book's on sale as well.
Nice.
And we're also going to have Kendra Scott. The entrepreneurs are going to love Kendra Scott.
Okay, let me hear this.
Kendra took $500, went door to door, and converted that into a multi-billion with a B, $billion.
Sorry, pardon me, what?
Yes, ma'am. $500. She had just had her son. She just had a baby. And she's like, how am I going to make money? Had $500, took it. Took a risk. Went out, and now she is a multi-billionaire. And so the entrepreneurs in the room are really going to want to hear
Oh, my goodness.
from Kendra.
This is good.
You know?
This is good. I'm excited.
Yeah, listen, I am bursting at the seams. And for the local panel, we're going to
Okay.
have the Honorable Minister Pia Glover Roll, our new Minister for Labor and the Public Service. And anyone who knows and who can see what's happening in our landscape
Yep.
can see that she's a very powerful and effective leader in our nation. We're also going to have Mr. Franklin Butler, who is the CEO of the Cable Bahamas Group of Companies.
Okay.
And we're going to have Dr. Melissa Hall, also a John Maxwell coach.
Nice.
Mr. Lincoln Deal.
Okay. He's a millennial
A
entrepreneur.
millennial, yes. He's the millennial on the panel.
Yeah.
And the CEO of Eden Farms.
Yes.
And yours truly, I will be a member of the panel.
Okay.
Our moderator, and you know Ahmad, Mr. Ahmad.
Listen to me. He is just
Dynamite.
absolutely.
Yes.
Ahmad and I actually graduated the same year from high school. So
Wow.
we've known each other long time. Like long time.
He's good people,
long
man.
time. He was in Gentlemen's Club. I was in Debutantes. That's how we go back.
Wow. Yeah, y'all go way back.
Yeah, we go way back. before the glow up. Before before the glow up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so he's amazing.
You remember Ahmad had a conference earlier in
Yes,
the year. That
yes.
was just
And I had an
fun.
opportunity to interview him, and
Yes.
he shared his story too.
Absolutely.
Because I was shocked too, because Ahmad was my little connect at the institution that he worked at. I used to call him and I used to be like, "Hey, I'm coming in here. I need this to get done." So I found out that he was no longer there when I called him one day, and he's like, "Girl, I work for myself."
He is doing some wonderful
That's
things.
awesome. That's awesome.
He's also a John Maxwell team member.
Okay,
So good company.
awesome,
Right.
awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. So let's talk about how persons can register, how they can attend this event, what the registration includes, where do they go to register. Let's give them all of that information.
Okay, perfect. So you can register, send an email to live to lead, LIVETOLEAD 23 at gmail.com. So that's live to lead 23 at gmail.com. You may also call me at 447 4525. 447-4525. Now, on that day, we have so much to offer.
Okay.
We're going to start the day out with a continental breakfast is
Yes.
included.
Yes.
And then we go into the simulcast.
Okay.
We break for lunch. Lunch is also included in the registration.
Awesome.
And after lunch is when we go into the panel discussion.
Okay. Okay.
We've been so blessed to have Lowe's Wholesale come along with
Awesome.
us as a
Awesome.
sponsor.
That's awesome.
And so I want to shout out Lowe's Wholesale.
Absolutely.
And so we have prizes to prizes. We have a book table. And listen, you have to be in the room.
Gotta be in the room.
have to be
Gotta
in
be in the room. So for those of you who are tuned in online, you can go ahead and scan that QR code, and that will take you directly to the online registration. For those of you who are tuned in on radio, like she said, you can send an email to live2lead@gmail.com, or you can go directly to the website, HTTPS. You know what? Just Google Live to Lead Bahamas. You'll find it because it's long to say. It's long to say.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who are saying, listen, I got a group of people that I want to be there. I don't just want to come by myself. I want to bring my staff. I want to bring my leadership team. I want to bring my family. I want to, whoever, your friends, you maybe, girlfriends, you might decide you want to go, or there may be a group of guys who y'all trying to do a business thing together, or whatever. However, you want to come where it's more than 10 of y'all, then you get a corporate rate.
Absolutely.
You get a corporate rate of $125 per person for 10 or more persons, but individual seats are $150, correct?
That's right, yes.
So you definitely, listen, the seats going fast.
I need to say that. I need to stress that the
Hey.
seats. We have a company that signed up 31 persons.
Oh, Jesus.
Yesterday.
So
Okay.
I know people just think we say that to get the room filled.
But we're being truthful.
we ain't saying not to fill the
the
room.
truth, guys.
We're saying not to say, hurry up.
They are really limited seats
Because
left.
she could soon be posting a graphic online saying sold out.
Yes, ma'am.
So for those of you, thank you so much, Mr. Producer. For those of you who want to go online and register, you can check out Glory 93.9 FM's page. You can find the information there, the QR code, and all of that information is there. I want to give this information to you one more time as we bring this interview to a close. It's the Live to Lead World Class Leadership Seminar with speakers John Maxwell, Ryan Leak, sorry. I got to go in closer to see this. Kendra Scott, Marcus
Buckingham.
Marisha, you need better glasses. Minister Pia Glover Roll is going to be on the local panel along with Franklin Butler, Dr. Melissa Hall, Lincoln Deal, and of course, the one and only lady sitting across from me, Patrice Taylor. And of course, it's being hosted by my very good friend, our very good friend, Mr. Ahmad Thompson. So you definitely don't want to miss it. It's happening Friday, October 6th at Fusion Superplex, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you would like more information about it, you can send an email to live2lead, LIVETOLEAD at gmail.
Live to lead 23.
23, sorry. Live to lead 23 at gmail.com. For those of you who are online, again, I put in the QR code up there. You could scan that. It'll take you directly to registration. Registration is only $150, a corporate rate of 10 or more, group rate $125. Live to lead 23 at Fusion Superplex, Friday, October 6, 2023. You do not want to miss it. Any last words for us as we get ready to close?
Wow. Last words.
Mm-hmm.
To go up, you have to do something. You can't just stand still to go up.
That's good.
Right?
That's good.
Right?
That is so good.
So you have to make an investment in you in order to be a different you.
Amen.
My story is on the table. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Growth doesn't just happen, and it has no finish line. So you just have to be a consummate growth-minded individual,
Absolutely.
making the investment in you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to play a little video to end our time here today. And then just after that is coming up Torrin Wells. The song is called Up. You're tuned into Glory 93.9 FM. It's your girl Marisha signing off for today, saying until tomorrow, have a glory-filled Tuesday.
Hello, my name is Patrice G. Taylor. I am the CEO of Hepzibah HR Training and Development. And I'm a certified and licensed John Maxwell leadership coach, speaker, and trainer. This year, I have the distinct pleasure of spearheading the Live to Lead 2023 Bahamas Conference. Live to Lead will be simulcast in 300 countries all around the globe, where we will be covering everything from leadership to entrepreneurship to employee retention, engagement, and succession from some of the best in their respective fields. Fusion Superflex on October 6th. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you at Live to Lead 2023.